Have you ever found yourself lying awake at night, staring at the ceiling, unable to stop thinking about a single decision you made hours, days, or even years ago? Maybe it was something as small as what to eat for breakfast, or as big as a conversation you had that left you feeling anxious. The shocking truth is that your brain is literally wired to overthink. Understanding why could transform the way you live every single day, and it might even change the way you interact with the world around you. Think about it for a second. Every choice you make, every memory you replay, every what-if scenario you imagine your mind is a labyrinth, a sprawling maze with countless paths. And right now, there's a tiny version of you, figuratively speaking, wandering inside this maze, unable to find the exit. But why does your brain do this? Why do we get trapped in thoughts while the world outside continues moving at lightning speed? Here's a fascinating fact that might blow your mind. The human prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for decision-making and planning, doesn't like uncertainty. In fact, it craves closure so much that when it doesn't get it, it forces you into overthinking. Every should I, or what if, moment is your brain literally trying to resolve an unsolvable puzzle. And this is not just occasional. For some people, it's a constant loop, running over and over like a broken record stuck on the same note. Now, consider this. Your brain has roughly 86 billion neurons. That's 86 billion tiny information highways. Each neuron connects to thousands of others, forming a network more complex than any supercomputer ever built. Yet, all of this complexity can backfire. Instead of giving you clarity, it can trap you, like a hamster spinning endlessly on a wheel. So, next time you catch yourself obsessing over something trivial, know it's not a personal flaw. It's biology. Your brain is over-engineered for survival, and it sees thinking not as a choice, but as a defense mechanism. Here's another astonishing detail. Overthinking actually activates the same regions of your brain as physical pain. That's why ruminating on an argument, a mistake, or a hypothetical scenario feels uncomfortable, even painful. Most of us don't realize this and scold ourselves. Why am I thinking about this again? But the real culprit is the intricate wiring of the limbic system, the emotional core of your brain, interacting with your prefrontal cortex. Together, they create a perfect storm of anxiety, curiosity, and relentless mental looping. So, what can you do to escape this mental trap? Awareness is key. If you can identify when you're spiraling, you can interrupt the cycle. Techniques like grounding exercises, writing down your thoughts, or even visualizing the tiny you walking out of the maze can significantly reduce overthinking. But neuroscientists have uncovered one more secret, and very few people know about it. Stay with me, because the most surprising solution comes at the very end. Have you noticed how overthinking often happens more at night or when you're alone? That's no accident. Your brain processes emotions more intensely in solitude. Research shows that during moments of quiet, your default mode network, the system responsible for daydreaming, introspection, and mind wandering, becomes hyperactive. It's like leaving a car engine running at full throttle while parked in the garage. Energy is being used, yet no progress is made. Every what could have been or did I make the right choice scenario is your brain seeking patterns, trying to prevent mistakes, and overcompensating for uncertainty. Here's something even more mind-blowing. Overthinking is not just psychological, it physically affects your body. Chronic mental stress releases cortisol, a hormone that can interfere with sleep, weaken your immune system, and even shrink parts of your brain associated with memory and emotional regulation. That means excessive overthinking doesn't just feel exhausting, it literally reshapes the structure of your brain over time. Breaking free is not just a mental exercise. It's a survival strategy. Almost every person overthinks something completely unnecessary every day, from trivial social interactions to minor decisions. Your brain loves to rehearse every possible outcome even when it has no real impact on reality. The real challenge isn't to stop thinking, it's to control where your thoughts go. This is where cognitive reframing comes in, by consciously redirecting your mental energy toward productive, goal-oriented thoughts. You create new neural pathways. Over time, your brain learns to favor clarity over chaos. But consistency is key. A single lapse, and the maze pulls you back in. And here's the truth. Building new neural pathways isn't about one monumental effort. It's about countless tiny, deliberate choices. Imagine your old overthinking habit as a deeply worn path in a dense forest, a path your brain defaults to automatically. To create a new, clearer path, you must consistently walk in a different direction. It feels slow, even awkward at first. Your brain resists change, craving familiar routes. But with every time you pause, observe a thought without judgment, and redirect it, you're carving a new neural trail. Daily practices like journaling for 5 minutes or taking 3 deep breaths before reacting actually rewire your brain. Neuroplasticity isn't theory, it's reality. When you feel more in control of your thoughts, that mastery spills over into other areas of life. You become more confident in decision-making, less fearful of uncertainty, and more present in daily interactions. It's a quiet revolution happening inside your skull, one tiny, intentional thought at a time. The cumulative power of these small shifts transforms the chaotic labyrinth into a manageable land, even exciting space for exploration. By focusing on the small, you solve the big problem of overthinking. This journey isn't about perfection. It's about progress, one neural pathway at a time. Consider creativity. Many of history's greatest thinkers, Einstein, Da Vinci, Tesla, were notorious overthinkers. They wrestled endlessly with questions, yet turned mental loops into masterpieces. Overthinking isn't inherently bad. It's how you channel it that determines whether it becomes a trap or a superpower. Insider secret: the most productive overthinkers practice deliberate pause. They ponder, but set strict mental boundaries. This technique can free the tiny you wandering endlessly in the labyrinth. Imagine your thoughts as a vast library. Each memory is a book. Overthinking is obsessively reading the same book while ignoring all other knowledge. Neuroscience suggests that actively exploring other books, new experiences, social interactions, creative pursuits, rumination. Your brain literally rewards you for stepping out of the thought maze. And now, the ultimate secret: temporal distancing. View your current thoughts as if they belong to someone else in the future. Neuroscientists found that imagining your future self looking back on today's worries reduces emotional intensity. It's like giving your tiny you a map and flashlight in the maze. This method reduces anxiety, improves decision-making, and literally retrains neural circuits to favor calm clarity over chaotic loops. Whenever you feel trapped in thoughts, remember, your brain is amazing but imperfect. It analyzes, predicts, and protects, but can overdo it. Recognize patterns, redirect mental energy, and practice temporal distancing. You're not just thinking better, you're literally rewiring your brain. The more you practice, the less you overthink, and the more creative, focused, and resilient you become. Small changes in thinking unlock mental freedom. Don't stop overthinking, completely direct it. Treat your inner labyrinth as a workshop, guiding your tiny self intentionally. Every step makes the maze easier to navigate next time. Ask yourself, are your thoughts working for you or against you? Once mastered, anxiety becomes strategy, confusion turns to clarity, and overthinking becomes your most powerful ally. The maze exists. Your tiny human inside is ready. You now hold the key. Overthinking isn't a personal flaw, it's a universal human experience. Every day, billions of brains spin in labyrinths, replaying memories, predicting outcomes, questioning choices. What separates paralysis from thriving is mastery over the mind. Pause. Observe a thought. Strengthen metacognition. Stress pathways shrink. Clarity pathways expand. Your mind becomes a tool, not a trap. Every thought is a leaf floating down a river. You can grab every leaf and drown, or let them pass, letting the river carry unnecessary worries away. Journaling, short meditation, or asking, will this matter in a week, a month, or a year, rewires the brain. Curiosity beats fear. Awareness beats chaos. Finally, the most successful overthinkers embrace thoughts strategically. The tiny human inside your brain's labyrinth can be your ally. The maze isn't a prison, it's a playground. Observing, reframing, guiding your thoughts transforms overthinking into a superpower. You are not trapped. You are learning the maze. The exit is always within reach.